My name is Richard Soos. I'll be reading the second section from Selected Poems, 1965 to 2015. The second section was published in 1974. Many things had happened in the 4 years since the first book was published. I both went in and got out of the Army. I was working on 2 literary magazines in Pacific Grove in Monterey, and I was working as a co-manager of a store on Lighthouse Avenue in Monterey, which was like 3 blocks from Pacific Grove. At the same time, I was working together with some people to start a monthly poetry magazine. The small presses were huge in those days, and it was easy to get poems published all over the country. But what made everything interesting was they were called quarterlies or bi-yearlies or even annual publications. So the group of people I was with and talking to all the time at the college, we were talking about, hey, we need to do this every single month. Get the word out that poetry's very important. What brought the title of this book about was my father. He asked me after I got out of the Army, well, what are you going to do with your life? And I said, I'm going to be a poet, Dad. And he said, why poetry? Of all things. So that's where the impetus for the poem and then, of course, the title of the book came from. Why poetry? Let not your song slumber, but pass to others its peace, anxieties, and simple movements of sound, for each word contains a fresh wisdom for someone and yourself. Spinning. An escape from myself, and I won't use the obvious, and I will accept myself, and will know my friend and lover sees herself as her own idol carved in my soul. Haiku. Nighttime sends her thoughts into the silent dreams of 2 lovers touching. Dreams. Wild horse run across desert. Dust lingers in air for hours. Wild dream run across my mind. Dust lingers on thought for hours. Resting in a secluded memory till next purifying breeze. Fireplace. The flames reflect the dreams of life too vividly, become bitter as they travel up the chimney. This is called Critics. It's a poem about haiku, and I want to comment on it for a few minutes. At this time in my life, I was meeting people who were very specific about what was a poem, what wasn't a poem, and especially the people who fought a lot were the haiku specialists. Words that could be a part of haiku and words that could not be a haiku. You could have a metaphor. No, you couldn't have a metaphor. You could have a simile. No, you couldn't have a simile. You could have an image. Sometimes you could have 2 images, but you could never have 3. They had so many rules. They had to be short. Well, the one I liked, it made it easy for me, was the 17-syllable haiku. It gave me a platform to strive for, to try to express something in a very short way. And it's funny because now we use Twitter for that. But at this time, we used haiku. So this is a haiku about critics. They argue endless if 17 syllables make a true haiku. It doesn't matter. Form and structure give pleasure to dreaming readers. And that's the end of our second video. hope you're enjoying this series. See you in a few days.